Yo, what's up? It's your boy Young Scoots, and this is Shots Called. Today we're here to talk about the Milwaukee Bucks versus Atlanta Hawks, Game 3. Sorry, I missed Game 2. I was at work. I couldn't really do anything about it. So, let's talk about the whole game in general first. It was a very close game, especially the whole way through. Atlanta Hawks were up most of it up until the end, until what would have been described as a minor injury to Trae Young. And I would say if Trae Young was in the entire game, then the Hawks would have won. Just regardless, Trae probably would have played somewhere around like 45 minutes if he didn't go out in the third and for a good portion of the fourth. Let's talk about the Bucks. I think the Bucks definitely had a solid game minus Drew Holiday. It was mainly Giannis and Middleton carrying the load. Middleton was actually doing pretty good. He was doing his normal things, pull up threes, turnaround, mid-range, contested mid-range shots. He was definitely doing his thing. Giannis was definitely getting in the paint, but I wouldn't say he was outplaying Capella. He was just doing what Giannis normally does in the paint. In fact, who could really contest Giannis in the paint? I don't think many people could, unless like you put Anthony Davis on him. Let's go to the Hawks. The Hawks definitely started out hot. There was a good stretch at the beginning where the Hawks were 7-0 due to literally just Kevin Huerter. Kevin Huerter came up with a bunch of steals at the beginning. He had a couple of assists. Capella came in with 2 dunks in a row, and then a good pass to, not Capella threw the pass, but I think it was either Bogey or it was Trae who threw the pass to Kevin Huerter at the top of the key, and he hit that 3 that went straight in. That gave us the 7-0 run, and then we just kind of kept it up from there. And as I said, Trae got injured in like halfway through the third or towards the end of the third, and it wasn't even his fault. He passed the ball and was stepping back after he passed it, and he stepped on the ref's foot and twisted his ankle, and that kind of sucks, man. It's something that's not your fault, and you guys could have won it if he just stayed in the entire time from there on out. But, it's just the game kind of sucks. Let's get into the Bucks. As I said, the Bucks were playing pretty good. No one else was really hitting their shots outside of Giannis and Middleton. Giannis did airball a 3. He airballed a couple of free throws, but it's just what it is. He's not the greatest distance shooter, and he's not the greatest free throw shooter. Middleton was definitely on one tonight. He was definitely feeling the game. He was hitting his shots. Drew Holiday was pretty silent, but not everyone can have like a great night every night. So nothing against him. It's just how it was. Let's get to the Hawks. As I said, the Hawks were playing great. Kevin Huerter, it felt like Kevin Huerter definitely hit like 20, but he was somewhere in like the 12 to 15 point range. But the way he was like shooting, the way he was playing, it felt like he hit 20 points that night. Capella was definitely getting some great shots, some great dunks in the first half, and he kind of quieted down in the second half. Can't really do anything about that, but he was getting shut down towards the second half. But I feel like if he was in for at the beginning of the fourth and he played the whole way through, I feel like Capella would have made a massive difference. And I was looking at it and I was wondering why he wasn't in the fourth. And I thought he might have been injured, but I didn't see anything about it. Like the refs, or not the refs, but the commentators weren't talking about, hey, Capella's injured or whatnot. And I looked it up online. There's no like anything on Twitter, nothing in the Google News saying that he was injured. So I feel like that was just a McMillan thing. Like maybe he was just trying to go primarily small ball. But if you really think about it, Bucks small ball versus Atlanta's normal size is essentially the same, because Giannis playing the center is the same as Capella guarding Giannis. There's no difference in it. So why not just put Capella out there to guard Giannis if Giannis is going to play the center in their small ball lineup? But as I said, Capella just disappeared in this fourth quarter, especially. He was gone. And it was really concerning to me. But I haven't heard any news about Capella being missing from the lineup. So I just assume McMillan just decided not to play him. Trey was definitely having a night. It was one of those nights where I thought he was going for somewhere around 45 to 50 points again. But as I said, he stepped on that ref's foot and twisted his ankle, and he was out for a solid, like, I would say 7 minutes. Maybe, I think he was out for 7 minutes, and you saw where he went back to the back and was getting his ankle checked out, and he didn't come back in until like 9 minutes and maybe 9.5 minutes into the fourth. And he just wasn't shooting the same after that. He did hit a floater, I think he hit 1-3, but it was just kind of, he was taking his time taking those shots. I'll talk about the highlights for a bit. There weren't many in particular, I would say, but there was one at the beginning where, well, maybe not at the beginning, but I think it was like either the second or third quarter where Giannis was taking the ball in on a fast break. And I think it was either Middleton or PJ Tucker that tossed the ball to him. And Giannis went in on John Collins. Don't quote me on that. I think it was John Collins. And he came around with the Euro step, and it looked like he was about to lay it up. But then he changed his mind, extended it, and hit the dunk. That was pretty badass. And then the one that Trey, it was kind of like the same thing that he did to Portis in game one, where he ran around the pick and Drew gave up and then stared at Portis, gave the shimmy, and then shot in his face. But this time he didn't give the shimmy. He just looked at Portis for like a solid 3 seconds and then took the shot in his face. It was kind of like identical minus like the flexing, you know. It was still all in all a great game. Barn burner until the end, had me drinking beers the whole time. In fact, give me this Truly right here. Nothing like a good old Truly. But yeah, this game, back and forth towards the end, up until the end, I think we lost by 7 or 9 points, somewhere in there. And as I said, if Trey stayed in the entire time, the Atlanta Hawks probably would have won. But as I said earlier in the first video that I posted, I could see this game going in 5 since the Bucks lost the first game, but I could still see the Hawks winning in 7 or 6 games. But the Hawks really need to pick it up and pull their shit together if they're going to win 3 straight to win. But anyway, thanks for watching. Expect the video tomorrow, hopefully on Ben Simmons. I won't be able to watch the Phoenix game since I'm working late night tomorrow, and I'm not gonna talk about a game that I'm not watching. So that's all I can say about that. But peace out, guys. Enjoy your time.